Hi, everyone. My name is Julio Lopez, and I'm the Strategy Vice President responsible for overseeing the retail vertical here at Movable Inc. It is my team's responsibility to stay on top of key trends and best practices that, in turn, dictate the recommendations we make to the brands we work with. Today, I would like to talk to you about a topic that is top of mind for many of the retail executives we work with, and that is how to go about balancing promotional versus full price strategies in email marketing communications. The data is very clear. We are seeing increased promotional activity year on year. Take, for example, apparel retailers. In 2021, 55% of brand emails were promotional, and that number went up to 59% in 2022 and increased once more to 62% in 2023. The fact is, consumers expect promotions, and they have been increasingly important given the economic uncertainty they are facing. Because of that, brands cannot completely pull back on promotions if they want to remain competitive. That said, given the importance of margin protection and the risk of damage to the brand from over discounting, it is expected that brands will closely manage their promotional strategies. However, any pullback in promotional activity must be carefully planned, and moving away from promotions entirely presents a significant risk to any brand. It is clear that retailers are juggling two imperatives: driving maximum sales during promotional periods and correctly pivoting back to healthy, full price mix. One of the main ways we are seeing brands closely manage the promotional strategy is going back to basics on the main promotional levers: discount penetration and discount depth. Discount penetration has continued to decline over the last 3 years, whereas discount depth has only declined marginally. What this tells us is that retailers aren't pulling away from promotional activity, but instead they are being more selective as to which products are discounted and when. As for when, the most recent peak season really underscored this trend. The discount penetration shot up significantly, going up to 44%, but the average discount depth remained largely unchanged. This speaks to promotional positioning. Retailers will inevitably continue to discount, and they will also continue to mirror the holiday calendar when planning those promotions, but they will be more selective on the items they choose to mark down. And so managing promotional activity while trying to infuse personalization into email communications will become increasingly difficult for channel owners. Retailers also recognize that in order to meet consumer expectations that have been further cemented by a challenging economic climate, they will have to engage in promotional activities. The fact is that consumers are facing intense economic uncertainty, and so discretionary spending will be heavily evaluated. And this is true for all age groups, but even more so for millennials who heavily associate their brand loyalty with receiving personalized offers and incentives to ensure they are receiving the lowest price. So it is clear that pricing and savings continue to be leading factors in consumers' willingness to convert. However, consumers value a wide array of promotional levers when they are deciding where to shop. Things like markdowns, fulfillment, returns, and loyalty program membership are all part of the equation consumers run through to figure out if they are getting a good deal for their money. As such, we expect that savvy retailers will combine these atomic parts into a holistic promotional strategy that preserves the brand image and protects margins. And that holistic promotional strategy has been top of mind for many retailers. While it is clear that retailers are going to need promotions in order to remain competitive, we also know that an over-reliance on price and promotions can affect more than just their margins. By continually doing sales, price drops, and promotions, brands can end up training customers to only shop the discounts. Consumers are smart, and they'll pretty soon think, why would I buy something full price? They're always doing sales. I'll just wait for the next one. It can also lessen the emotional attachment to the brand. By overemphasizing price and discounts, you're telling people to use more of the rational side of their brain rather than the emotional. In doing this, they might be more likely to compare prices at other retailers and care less about brand switching, which is also because the overemphasis on price has reduced the perception of quality over time, whether it be the brand itself or the specific items in questions. So, how are retailers moving forward with their promotional strategies? For today, we are going to look at four broader trends that come from our research, our observations, and more importantly, our conversations with retail executives as they plan out their strategic initiatives. We'll talk about how brands are delivering one-to-one personalized promotional messaging and doing so in a way that underscores the relationship between the customer and the brand. We'll also look at how brands are expanding the value exchange beyond markdowns, moving from purely financial messaging toward mutual value for the customer and the brand. We'll cover how brands are leveraging and evolving membership programs to engender true loyalty and leaning into loyalty-based promotions that drive earn and burn behaviors. And we'll also touch on how brands are leaning into pricing elasticity, data science, and AI to selectively target promotions and to wean customers off of an over-reliance on discounts. So let's dive in. Let's start with the first pillar, delivering one-to-one personalized promotional messaging. When there is a store-wide sale, the email is going to everyone, so there's a risk that the recipient may disregard it as just another promo email. By injecting elements of personalization that support the store-wide sale, the brand signals to the customer that this content and sale was actually chosen for them specifically, which serves to engender a deeper loyalty. The consumer thinks, this isn't a blanket message, this is an offer that's tailored to me. A few examples of this include Dune, who leaned into editorial personalization. They took what was a fairly standard hero image with a sales message, and they were able to personalize it with the product category the consumer had most recently visited on the site. This results in essentially an unlimited number of versions of this hero, and it changes for each individual recipient based on the most recent interaction. Pinnacle Sports took it one step further by changing up the entire template and leaned into more product messaging. Using custom business rules, they were able to personalize the email based on the team affinity on file. Another retailer also took this one step further and included personalized animated GIFs to catch the attention of recipients. In their new arrivals email, a GIF is created on the fly that showcases the categories or SKUs the consumer has recently engaged with. Thinking about how this applies to promotions, you can have a highly stylized email that still underscores the store-wide offer, but the product images are tailored to the individual consumer's interests. Retailers are also going beyond store-wide sales and looking to personalize offers across different types of communications. A few examples of this include Bloomingdale's, who updated promotional messaging inside of their triggers. They display a recently browsed or carted product that recently went on sale and proceed to show the sale pricing. If that product is no longer on sale, the image swaps out and points to other great deals. Barnes & Noble created a key message module that sits atop of their batch communications. This dynamic banner will change on a shopper's loyalty status and also bring awareness to the available personal offers for those with a premium membership. Clarence takes it one step further. They personalize the top of their batch email with a banner showcasing a customer's recently abandoned products. And if there's an offer currently available, they showcase it. So as you can see, promotions can be hyper-targeted to the audience that needs them, and they can also be shown or collapsed dynamically based on business rules in any communication. Our next topic is how retailers are expanding the value exchange beyond markdowns. Conveying financial value goes beyond messaging percent off or dollar off sales. Consumers place significant value on other ways brands help them manage their finances, and tactics like buy now, pay later and BOPIS drive engagement and conversions because they are meeting the customer where they are in their financial journey. A few examples of this include a retailer who provides value by messaging buy now, pay later. They automatically display the BNPL installments for each of the featured items with real-time calculations based on the current price of the SKU. Toolstation leans into providing value by messaging BOPIS. They showcase products that are available for BOPIS at the consumer's closest location. For both of these, the product showcase can either be manually selected by the marketer or they can be dynamically populated based on business rules, such as product recommendations or recent on-site behaviors. We also have an apparel brand who leans into their shipping threshold value proposition. They change their messaging above their batch emails based on how close the consumer was to meeting the $100 free shipping threshold. If the consumer was not close, they simply showcased the recently abandoned products. And if they met the threshold, they clearly called it out. Retailers are also leaning into the symbiotic value exchanges to receive more than the consumer's transaction value. As we've said, they recognize the importance of a strong promotional strategy in order to remain competitive. So if they're going to give a discount, they're looking to elicit high value actions that are directly related to customer lifetime value. Some examples of this include Rothy's, who launched an SMS campaign that drove urgency with a countdown timer. This serves to drive cross-channel behaviors that are directly correlated with LTV. An apparel brand wanted to drive profile completion, and so they incentivized consumers to add a birthday or add an address in exchange for program points. They also greatly incentivize the app download. In both of these examples, we can see that omnichannel behavior is highly valued by the brand and that a relatively small discount compared to the expected LTV is certainly warranted. And we have another retailer who, in the same vein, wanted to visualize all the activities the consumer had to take to receive a single reward. They sent a personalized checklist to encourage customers to complete their tasks for a reward. If fully completed, the hero copy automatically swapped with rewards copy. So it's easy to see that retailers that offer discounts in exchange for actions or data that directly ladder up to LTV will be better positioned to drive personalized content to customers for a relatively low marginal cost. Our next topic is how retailers are leveraging loyalty programs and leaning into loyalty-based promotions. Some examples of this include a sportswear brand who displays personalized products and highlights how many points each SKU will generate based on the current price of the product and the member's current tier. All of this is calculated in real time. Similarly, Macy's highlights accelerated earnings in order to draw attention to special promo periods by calculating the additional benefits. Their product grids update automatically based on the individual's accelerated earn multiplier rate on a SKU by SKU basis. And of course, you need to get customers into the program so they can earn. In order to drive program registration, critical message banners bring awareness to non-members. For example, Bath & Body Works promoted their loyalty program in a slimline banner that fits in all their email templates, with waterfall logic to target all different combinations of customers. So again, the goal is to clearly convey to customers that they can earn loyalty points. And how are brands driving burn behaviors? 3 common tactics include automatically applying rewards in order to show customers the lower price of a product once the reward is applied. For example, Macy's used a customer's current Star Money balance to calculate the new product price, and this is calculated in real time. Reward recommendations allow brands to display personalized redemption options. For example, a retailer used a customer's current loyalty point balance to call the rewards API and recommend redemption options within the customer's points balance across a variety of categories. And social proofing can also be leveraged to drive engagement and urgency in member-only promotions. For example, a beauty brand layered social proof on top of the hero image of their friends and family promo sends, and the social proof displays the number of views on their bestsellers page. The focus here is to clearly communicate how members can redeem their available offers. And finally, we have pricing elasticity, data science, and AI. Retailers are moving toward limiting blanket promotions by leaning more heavily into their product merchandising strategy. So instead of highlighting products on markdown, they are highlighting full price products within the price ranges that are acceptable to each individual shopper. Some examples of this include Zales, who is leveraging on-site behaviors to infer the immediate level of price sensitivity. Looking at real-time website behaviors, Sales is able to display products based on the specific price range the consumer is engaging with. Similarly, a home goods retailer takes it a step further, where it's not just the inferred behavior, but they are using email click data, which is effectively zero-party data, to understand the price points the consumer is comfortable with. They host a hidden poll where they collect data on which price range customers are most interested in, and the data is quickly used for immediate retargeting. And an electronics retailer does something quite interesting. They are targeting subscribers who have abandoned high-priced items, and they position that alongside a lower price SKU with a why not try recommendation. Using data science, a brand is able to assign a price sensitivity or elasticity score to an individual, and that data can be leveraged to decide what products to showcase. And it doesn't have to be a trade down message either. If a consumer has a lower price sensitivity, then more luxury or top tier products can be displayed alongside the C product. So again, the goal here is to understand an action on the price elasticity of each individual consumer. But the fact is that all of this is still prone to a lot of manual work, which is not scalable. Because of that, and I'm sure this won't come as a surprise, more and more marketers are leaning into AI, and this has and will continue to have an impact on the promotional strategy. We're seeing more and more CMOs planning to allocate a significant portion of marketing budgets to AI. And the fact that most have not really been using AI in the past showcases the expectations the industry has of these solutions. As the need for marketing to scale continues to accelerate, brands will move away from making decisions of what content or what SKU or what offer and allow AI to choose within given parameters and business rules. Victoria's Secret and Land's End are two brands who are leaning into Movable Ink's AI solution, aptly named Da Vinci, to deliver hyper-personalized emails at scale. For Victoria's Secret, Da Vinci has delivered major performance lifts and workflow efficiencies that allow them to send more personalized email versions with less setup time. And for Land's End, Da Vinci helped address the challenge of over-messaging while still maximizing the relevancy of the content for each individual subscriber. Without going too deep into the specifics, here's a quick look at how Da Vinci works. A key component of Da Vinci is the creative library, where marketers upload approved content, with each creative asset having its own set of rules and guardrails. The marketer will then configure each campaign in Da Vinci, whereas previously they'd have to manually code up each campaign. Da Vinci allows them to simply configure the skeleton of what types of content the campaign should include. Then, the AI creates a map or a fingerprint for each customer based on their past history as well as the AI model's insights. And then, each subscriber will receive their own unique version of the campaign, each with a brand curated message that optimizes for revenue for each individual in a unique way. As subscribers engage with those emails, the model has continuous feedback loops that constantly improve its intelligence and content decisioning capabilities. A large part of the reason why this serves to limit an over-reliance on promotional content is the very concept of a content library. All your beautiful editorial messages are able to be shown to each subscriber over a longer period of time. Those editorial messages are generally not promotional, which is why they're able to live longer. And so the AI is naturally optimizing for lifts in click, conversion, and revenue without requiring offers. So, as we begin to wrap up, we can see that addressing the challenge of balancing promotional and full price strategies and email marketing does not have a single answer. We will see brands leaning into tactics that allow them to deliver one-to-one promotional messaging. We will see an increase in moving away from just financial messaging and more toward mutual value. We'll see an increase in the use of loyalty programs to drive desired behaviors. And most importantly, we'll see an increase in the adoption of AI to help wean customers off of a dependency to discounts. That brings us to time. If there was anything that captured your attention, please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or reach out to your Movable Ink representative. Thank you for listening.